Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. For today's video, we're gonna be testing out some Flower Beauty. I'm so excited because I have not really dabbled in Flower Beauty. I've only tried their blush. This is the Flower Pot Blush in Peach Primrose. I mentioned this in a haul. Why am I so popular? I'm gonna be testing out the Light Illusion Foundation. This is a luminous makeup nude skin feel. I started to notice as I'm editing videos, I always go like this. I don't know why, so whatever. Anyway, so I have that foundation, and then I also have the Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. So I did have a request to do a video on these two, so that's mainly what the video is going to be about. But since I was there, I wanted to just go ahead and pick this up. This is the highlighting palette. So I haven't played with anything yet. This is the first time I'm opening it up. I did already open this up. I haven't used it. I actually literally just got it yesterday. So I just did kind of test this on my chest to see how it would work. And it looks okay. Hopefully the color's right. It looks a little bit like it's on the pinky side. I really hope it's not, but it kind of does. But we will find out. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. So this is the Light Illusion Foundation. So I believe this is supposed to be like a more luminous, like healthy skin-like foundation. I know nothing about this foundation. I don't know how, like what kind of skin it works for. I have no idea. So to begin, I do have oily combination skin. I know I mentioned in a lot of previous videos that my skin has been dry. That was back during the winter months. I am back to oily grease pits. So my face is normal everywhere on like my cheeks, chin, the outer perimeters of my forehead is pretty normal, and then I have a very, very, very oily T-zone. Typically, I don't like to go for luminous type products. They're just not my thing. They just don't work for me. By the way, can I just say that I'm totally wearing the same shirt that I wore in my last video. No shame in my game. I just decided to put it on because it was so cute, and I was like, I'm gonna wear this shirt again. The first thing that this reminded me of was the CoverGirl Healthy Elixir Foundation. I'm quite a big fan of that foundation. I really like it a lot. Now, it is not the longest lasting foundation on my skin, but when I blot and repowder, it actually looks just fine. This is what this immediately reminded me of. So let's just go ahead and test it out. I guess we might as well just get into it. So to start, I already have my skincare and my primer and everything on. Since this does look like it's a little more luminous, I just went ahead and used like my regular skincare, my regular primers that I know work for me for every single foundation that I love. So this is the Knit Fab Smooth Viper Venom Micro Blur Fix. This is more of a pore filling in, more mattifying primer. It's not too matte. It's not like the Makeup Forever matte primer, but definitely does help control my oils. I use this in the center of my face where I'm oily. And then for the rest of my face, you guys know I like to multi-prime. I use multiple primers because I'm high maintenance. I like these Smashbox already, like I just started and I can't even talk. I like the Smashbox Photo Finish Radiance Primer. I've been using this for like ever and a day. This is just a Radiance Primer. I use this on the outer parts of my face because I like the way that it makes my skin look. I feel very radiant and I don't feel like I'm too matte, since I do go in with a lot of powder since I have an oily T-zone. So yeah, those are my two primers. They work for every single foundation that I use. So I think this will be a good test to try for a new foundation. So I'm using the shade L4. This is in the shade Warm Beige. It looks very light, and to be honest, it looks like a little pinky in the bottle. Hopefully, like with powder and concealer and everything, it'll be just fine. So I have 3 pumps on the back of my hand. It is a pump bottle. Like, why can't I talk? It is a pump bottle. That is a massive plus for me because I hate foundations that are not pumps. So let's just go in. Now that I kind of have it on my skin, it looks a little peachy. So I'm going to go in with my sponge. I'm back to the L'Oreal sponge. I couldn't do the Morphe one, to be honest. I just really didn't like it. So I'm back to the L'Oreal one. And my favorite way to apply foundation is with a sponge. I don't use brushes at all, so this is my preferred method. It looks very sheer to me. Now, my skin has really started to clear up ever since I kind of switched up my skincare. I feel like my skin has actually never looked better, except for this thing right here. As I say that, I have a huge pimple on my face. This is a hormonal. This is from my friend Flo, who decided to make an appearance. That's what that is from. It's totally hormonal. I've been doing a new skincare routine for like the last 2 weeks or so, and honestly, I feel like my skin has never looked better. Like my rosacea is fine. It hasn't really been acting up too much. My pores have shrunk. I just feel like my skin has been looking really good lately. Like I've been really liking my bare face. Like I don't feel as self-conscious as I typically do. So as of right now, this looks like it's pretty light coverage. Like it kind of just looks like it's evening out my complexion. It does look a little pinky on me, and I actually have like a lot of yellow in my skin tone, so I kind of feel like I can see a difference, but I'm hoping when I go in and do the rest of my face that it doesn't look so bad. So let me just go ahead and zoom you guys in. I didn't do my nose yet, but I don't know if you can see like right here, because I do have rosacea. It's not too bad right now, but it is, my cheeks are still pretty red. So you can definitely see the redness. I don't hate it. I like more of like a medium full coverage, but I don't like light coverage. You know what I mean? Like I don't like heavy makeup, but I do like to hide my imperfections. But see, like I have these birthmarks. I have not really freckles, but they're just pretty much these little beauty marks. I do have a lot of those on my face, and it's not covering those up. With other foundations, they definitely cover them up, except for this one. I can never cover this one up. I don't know why, but I don't hate it. It's very pretty looking. Like, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Okay, let's just continue. I'm not even done yet. Can I just say how nice it is to finally go back to my L'Oreal sponge after I've been using the Morphe one? It just wasn't working for me. And then I kind of noticed that it just like wasn't really blending my makeup. Like my makeup looked very patchy. I love trying new things, but at the same time I hate it because I get frustrated when my makeup doesn't look right. And I always try new things when I have somewhere to be. Why I do that? I have no idea, but yeah, that's what I do. There is pretty much no matte aspect to my skin. It's very luminous. Let's see if we can build this up. I'm interested to see if I can just kind of build it up to more of like a medium, maybe medium to full. As of right now, I would say it's very light to medium coverage. If you have problematic skin and you need something to cover, I don't know if this is for you. Like just my first impression, my skin is just glowy. So I don't know if this is going to be necessarily long lasting. This might be something that I reach for where I'm just kind of on the go and, you know, I don't need long lasting makeup, but you know, of course this is just a first impression. I don't know how this is actually going to last through the day, but it is definitely glowy, like so glowy. I don't think this is my shade. I can see this whole patch of redness right here. It's not awful. I don't hate it, but again, I don't mind if my natural skin is peeking through because I'm not the biggest fan of like a full mask of makeup. Although I do like full coverage makeup, I'm okay with some imperfections peeking through. That doesn't bother me too terribly much. I'm gonna just go ahead and say this can be built up to, if I have to be like super specific, I would say a little less than medium. I look very luminous. This is gonna settle in my fine lines. I can already tell. Okay, that's okay. Let's just go ahead and continue. That's what we're doing. So the next thing I'm gonna do is take this concealer, the Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. Hopefully this is full coverage. I am a full coverage kind of bitch when it comes to concealer. My favorite concealer is Shape Tape, as you guys know, so I'm really hoping this is as full coverage as that. And I have the shade L12 Fair. This is the lightest shade they had. I wanted to get the next one up, but they were out. And then I think the third one was really dark, so I didn't end up getting that. I did get this. This kind of looks a little pinky too. Okay, let's see if it covers these dark circles. I don't know if you guys watch Casey Holmes' videos. I actually like love her videos. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. A lot of her recommendations I actually love because we have very similar skin types. So I think that it was in her video where she said this concealer doesn't work for baking. And I don't know how that's gonna work for me because I have to absolutely bake my concealer or it will crease, like 100% it will crease on me. I'm just gonna take what's left over and dab it on my chin and the center of my face. Okay, so I have really dark under eye circles. I kind of feel like my under eyes look a little bit gray. I don't know if it's just because there's a little bit of pink in this because I feel like this is a little cool toned, but I think that I don't like this concealer. My under eyes look a little bit gray. If I would have known that, I probably would have gone in with a corrector, but I just kind of wanted to give this a chance and, you know, let it prove itself. Let me just add one more layer. Hopefully this isn't super cakey, but yeah, I can definitely still see darkness 100% peeking through. This is not full coverage. This reminds me of the Maybelline Fit Me concealers, if you guys are familiar with that. It blends nicely, but it's very lightweight, and it also feels like it's gonna crease like really easily, because the Maybelline Fit Me, even when I bake with that concealer, it still creases on me. And it's not that highlighting. I like a little bit of a lighter concealer, and this is the lightest shade. This kind of looks like a light to medium. Like for the lightest shade, I would think this would be very brightening. Like I'm bringing this down my face to kind of counteract that like neutral look to the foundation, and I feel like it like barely highlights. I'm gonna go in with Banana and Emphasize to set my under eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and bake with Kat Von D Petal and then use my Cover FX powder. I'm gonna bronze with my Butter Bronzer, and then I will be right back and we'll finish off the rest of the face together. I did my entire face except highlight. So I did use the Flower Beauty blush, which I already love. Like I think I already mentioned that. I was hoping that the concealer would brighten up a little bit more. It's just not as bright as I want. Like I want a little more highlight, and I really feel like I can still see my dark circles. The foundation's not my shade whatsoever. I just kind of feel like my chest is so yellow and my face is so pink. Like that is like my biggest pet peeve of life. But to be honest, I feel like I kind of have that issue with the drugstore. Like I just feel like they don't have the best selection of more yellow undertones. So let me just go ahead and show you my under eyes. Like I just feel like they look so cakey, number one, and then I just feel like I look so dark under there. I did bake just a little bit right here, and I kind of feel like where I baked, the powder did grab. So this concealer is probably not gonna work for me because I already don't like it, and I can't bake with it, and I have to bake. So it's probably just gonna get worse throughout the day. Even though I baked, I'm already starting to crease right there. Let's just go ahead and move on to highlight. Now I heard really good things about this highlight, but it feels a little powdery. I like more of a smooth highlight, but I don't know, it's drugstore. We'll see. It's pretty. Looks really pretty. Let's see how it looks on the cheeks. I'm gonna take this first one right here. It's the more champagne, and mix a little bit of this gold shade. It's not a blinding highlight. I like a blinding highlight. Ugh. I feel so bad. I feel like I'm just being so annoying, but it looks like a cheap drugstore highlight. And this was not cheap. I think this highlighting palette was like $13 or $14. Like that's expensive for the drugstore, right? Kind of feel like that's pretty pricey. It looks choppy. I don't think I like this. Do I not like anything? Is this gonna be a negative video? Oh man. I forgot to mention this, but with the foundation, I don't feel like I had an issue with products going on patchy. I know sometimes with crappy foundations, powders and things don't go on right. So my bronzer went on very nicely, my blush, my contour, everything seemed to go on very seamlessly. I think the only issue with the foundation is just not my color, and then we'll see how it lasts. The concealer, first impression, I don't really like it. Okay, my camera totally just died, and of course I was not prepared. My backup battery was not charged. Hence why I'm totally ready, and I wasn't ready like 1 second ago. It's 2:13. For the highlighter, I did spray my face with Mario facial spray. I like it a little bit more now. I don't know, it's just like kind of sitting on my skin a weird way that my other highlights don't do. So I did like it a little bit more after I sprayed it, but to me, like in the beginning, it just looked like a cheap highlighter. So like for somebody who is not too much into makeup, where they don't use setting sprays, they don't use facial sprays, they're not like all about that like high maintenance life, I don't see this being like a very good highlighter for them. Like just being 100% honest, I don't see myself using this again, just from my first impression. Of course, I'm gonna check in throughout the day. It's, what time did I say it was? 2:16 right now. So I'll keep this on like as long as I can. I do have a couple of errands to run. I'm gonna go actually meet my cousin right now. We're gonna go to Ulta. I have some grocery shopping to do. I know you guys probably just think I'm like the coolest person ever. I'm here to tell you that I'm not. So yeah, I'm just doing like total like boring adult things today. And I'll probably have this on till probably like 10 o'clock at night. Kind of need to be in bed early, so I can't stay up as late as I usually do. I'm totally a night owl, but I have clients tomorrow morning. I have to get up early and get my stuff together, but I will leave the song as long as I can until I have to go to bed. I do have to be in bed earlier tonight because, you know, I have to be an adult tomorrow, but yeah. Hopefully I'll have this on for a good 8 hours, and then I'll check in throughout the day. I need to get going because she is waiting on me. I was supposed to leave 20 minutes ago and I'm still here talking to you you guys. So I will be taking my camera with me. We'll do a couple of check-ins throughout the day, and then we will weigh in at the very end of the day. And it's only 2:43, but I'm here at my cousin's house. I'm picking her up. I just wanted to show you guys in natural light. I'm actually like in really good lighting right now. So, I don't know, can you see my makeup a little bit better? This is what I'm talking about, the creasing. Why are you creasing? Yeah, so quick check-in. You can't really see the highlight, but you know, I'll check in a little bit later. Where are you at, cuz? I'm listening to my girl, Demi Lovato. You know what's funny? Everybody tells me I look like Demi Lovato. I don't see it at all, but everybody tells me. My sister and all of her friends, because my sisters are a lot younger than me. They're only 17 and 20. When they were younger, Demi Lovato was very much like, you know, big and poppin', and everybody loved her. She kind of disappeared. Now she's coming back, and now I'm loving her. Her music is just so fucking good. But back then when she was on like Camp Rock and all those other Disney shows, everybody would be like, you look like Demi Lovato. And I was like, thanks, I guess. Yeah, anyway, so I kind of want to do a makeup inspired look by her. I kind of see like the similarity, but I just don't think like we really look that much alike, to be honest. But yeah, I kind of want to do an inspired makeup look by her because I have been so into her lately. Like, I'm loving her music. The makeup look she's been posting on Instagram, like her makeup is flawless. So yeah, I'm thinking about it. I might put it on my list of things to do. Okay, let me go find this girl because she's taking forever.
Look at my little cutie baby. Isn't that just the cutest little thing?
The wind officially ruined my hair. Okay, so this is natural light. Okay, yeah, you see those pores? Look at all that. You can see how dark my under eyes look right here. I don't get that with Shape Tape. And my smile lines, like, I just feel so ugly. Up here in my forehead, like, I naturally have a wrinkly forehead, and then right here in the center, I have those fine lines. It's just like all up in those lines. See how greasy I am too? And it's not like a nice greasy, like a healthy, like you're just starting to get a little fresh kind of greasy. This is like an ugly, like things are starting to separate on my face. Just after wearing this for only like 3 or 4 hours or so, I honestly don't see myself using this again. The only thing I thought was like salvageable was probably the foundation, because I was thinking, well, you know, it depends on how it holds up. Of course, I could have my wrong shade, but it's not even really holding up on my skin because I did use a mattifying primer. I used a mattifying powder, and it's still only been 3 hours, like barely 3.5 hours, I would say. And it's already starting to separate. I just feel like I look kind of aged. Like, I look very oily, I look very greasy, and it's just settling too quickly. I even baked around my smile lines. I don't remember if I mentioned that, but I did bake around here. Actually baked my chin, which I never bake my chin. I will say, like, over here where I'm normal, I have no movement or anything here. I don't get oily at all, like on my cheeks or anywhere around here. I don't typically get oily on my chin, but I'm very oily today. That's where I'm at right now. It's almost, I think it's 5 o'clock right now. I'm outside and oh wait, I do have my phone. I'm such a dipshit. Oh, it's 6 o'clock. Okay, so it's 6 o'clock. So it's been on for almost 4 hours. Okay, so I'm still gonna keep this on. I'll keep this on like for the rest of the night. I have to cook dinner. I actually had a taco from Taco Bell earlier. I'm not too proud of it, but I did do it. I'm confessing. Haven't had Taco Bell in a long time. I'm probably gonna get diarrhea because that's what happens when you eat Taco Bell. Is that TMI? Probably. I'm gonna go. Let's talk. I got some shit to say. 9:40 right now. It's been about 7.5 hours, like somewhere around there. I think you guys can kind of guess what my conclusion is based on the few check-ins I had today. I don't like any of the stuff that I tried. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't like to do like band brushing or anything like that. Like, I'm not going to say this is like the worst product ever and nobody should use this, because obviously I have very different skin than maybe somebody else's skin texture or skin type. So what works for me might not work for somebody else, and what doesn't work for me might work better for somebody else. Okay, let's just briefly touch. So as for the highlighter, I really don't like the highlighter. Pretty much worn off my face, but it's weird because it kind of looks like where I had the highlighter, what has faded just kind of looks like my face is dirty. Like, it's really weird. It looks like there's just like these little like specks of glitter. So it's obviously not very long lasting, even though I said the colors are not flattering and they're not for me. Regardless, it's not long lasting anyways. Now you guys can see the concealer. Like, the concealer is all creasing in here. The more I look in the mirror, the more I hate my makeup. I even told Matthew, that's my husband, if I've never even mentioned his name, you guys are probably like, who's Matthew? But I even told Matthew after I did my makeup, I was like, I hate my makeup so much. You can see like right here, it's settled. It's actually worn away pretty much on this whole part of my nose. It's just starting to wear away right here. It looks bad. This part of my face, I don't even get oily on my chin, but I'm oily now. So it's pretty much worn away on my chin. Like, there's nothing left on my chin. It's gone. And then it looks really cakey down here. It looks like it's clinging to dry patches, but I don't have any dry patches, which is weird. So it looks bad down here. It's actually starting to wear away a bit on my cheeks. I think I mentioned earlier that my cheeks actually looked fine, but it's actually starting to wear away over here. I'm just like a grease ball. Look at how shiny I am. I am so shiny. Mind you, I used a mattifying primer and a mattifying powder. It's just like pretty much broken up all right here and all right here. I feel so freaking ugly. I can't stress that enough. See if I can get real up close. Hopefully you guys can see that. It just like completely broke up all up here. Ugh, you guys, I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't like anything. I'm not even going to recommend the highlighter palette because I just don't think it's good quality. Even for a beginner, this highlighter palette, I paid $13 for it. And then I think the molten gold is like at Walmart, you can get it around like $7 or $8. I would say pick this up instead of this one. I mixed the two highlights together, as you guys saw. The gold was just too, like, it has too much yellow in it. And then this one right here is just too icy for my skin tone. So I mixed them together. Honestly, it looked okay on the face. But, you know, just kind of throughout the day, the more I looked at it and the more it kind of settled into my skin, I thought, I'm not going to reuse this because number one, it's way too powdery. I didn't like it without a setting spray or a facial spray. A lot of people don't do like all these hundreds and thousands of steps to like set their makeup and do their makeup. So I just don't think it's ideal because I didn't feel like I really liked it until I sprayed my face with the facial spray. And then even then it's like already faded. Like, it's pretty much not even on my face anymore. So yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. I would say pick up a Maybelline highlight because it's cheaper and I think you'll get more use out of it. And then for the foundation, this is a warm beige. Now, I don't know how they do their coloring, so, you know, I could be totally in the wrong about this, but in my experience in working with different foundations and trying different things, when you buy a warm tone foundation, it typically has more yellow undertones. They're better for more olive complexions, but this just kind of came off very cool tone to me. Like, me as having a warm undertone in my skin and seeing a foundation that literally says warm on the bottle, I'm thinking it's going to have more of a yellow undertone, but this was more of like a almost cool undertone, not my undertone whatsoever. So I don't know if their coloring is off, but like I said earlier, I don't have a lot of good luck finding a good yellow undertone shade at the drugstore. Anyways, me looking at it like in the store and not doing any research on it, when I see warm beige, I'm thinking warm, you know, yellow olive undertone. If I were to see something like cool beige or something like that, obviously that's going to be more of like a cooler undertone. So not my shade, didn't work whatsoever. I would say maybe combination to dry skin, probably check it out. But oily people, I'm going to say 100% stay away from it. Okay, now the concealer. If you're a full coverage kind of concealer person, I would not get this. This reminds me a lot of the Maybelline Fit Me, and I actually don't like the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. It creases under my eye. It just doesn't work for me. I wouldn't buy this if you want to go in and like highlight the face. This was the lightest shade, and it's not that light. Like, this is probably my skin tone. I would say this is my skin tone, or maybe like just like the tiniest pinch lighter than my skin tone. With that being said, I am a light to medium skin tone, and like, you know, people who have very fair like porcelain skin wouldn't be able to even use this as a concealer, let alone something to highlight the face with. So keep that in mind. Maybe this would be good for like medium to tan skin tones. It would be a little bit brighter, but this is not a full coverage concealer. If you have dark circles, I don't think it's going to work for you. Maybe if you want to try a corrector, but you know, again, it's like the same thing with the highlighter. Like, you have to use another product to make it look good. why even bother using it? You know what I mean? It's just one of those situations. This wasn't too bad. This was $8.98. And then actually I forgot to mention the foundation was $13. That's expensive for a drugstore. Ooh, I guess Flower Beauty, I'm thinking Flower Beauty is more up there in price, kind of like Physicians Formula, because the blush that I bought was $10 and I don't think I've ever spent that much at the drugstore on a blush. I do like the blush a lot and I have been using the blush. This video is not about the blush because I already talked about it in past videos, but yeah. So I would say with the concealer, go ahead and try it if you want something to maybe conceal the face, or if you don't have a lot of issues with creasing, if you don't have a lot of issues with dark circles, then this would probably be nice. It did wear away, but that could also be because I am very oily like in this whole part of my face. So again, maybe that's because of the foundation as well. So yeah. Those are my thoughts. I like to do these types of videos where I check in throughout the day so you can kind of see how I'm doing. I'm not going to necessarily say this is like a full review. Now for me, like after the first day, these products don't work for me. I know I'm not going to use them again. I'm not going to reach for them. So this is pretty much where the review ends. Now I'm not one of those people where I have to use something for like weeks or months to know if I like it. If I use it consistently within like a week or so, that gives me a chance to try things out with different primers, different powders, different sorts of things to help set it and, you know, help it last longer. I don't feel like I have to do like weeks and months worth of testing until I know I like something. If I try it for the first time and I don't see myself using it again, I'm just not going to use it. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video and let me know what you guys think. Let me know what else you want to see. I will be doing an essence video. I have one coming soon. I got a bunch of good stuff today to try out for you guys. I don't think that's going to be coming out like next week or anything like that. I'll keep you updated because my Ulta didn't have every single thing. I want to go again and look next week after they've had a chance to like replenish some things and then hopefully pick up a couple more things. But they were buy one, get one half off. I got so much stuff for like $30. And I think I got like 10 things. It was crazy. So yeah. Yeah, I'm just rambling. It's only 10 o'clock and I'm already tired. Old lady alert. Okay, yeah, that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see any more like types of first impression videos, check-in videos where I kind of just take you through my day with me, and I will of course be more than happy to do that. Make sure you go ahead and give me a thumbs up before you go and subscribe before you leave. And I think that's all I have to say. I get a lot of questions about what I have on my face. Everything is always listed in the description box. So if you want to know any of the makeup I have on, it will always be below. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.